Hey y'all, this is Jennifer G and Keno here with the Real Housewife of Texas. And we are actually doing a live recorded show today. It's just our special Halloween edition. We want to do something a little bit different since it was a special holiday and come to you guys live. So, this is our first live show. I've got a couple of announcements, but before we start the announcements, I wanted to just let you guys know, just real quick, for people that have not made this, may be your first time watching our podcast. We are a husband and wife team. I am actually a certified relationship expert. And I worked in the matchmaking field for many years, and I actually do still do relationship coaching. So coaching sessions are available too, and we usually have that information in our on our YouTube channel. And then Keno here is a software engineer, and we just are very different, but we're always having all these thought provoking conversations about relationships. So that's kind of what started us on the journey of doing this particular podcast. But we have worked in radio before together. And actually, speaking of that, one of the announcements that I was going to do is that the lady that we used to work in radio for the radio station for, her name is Princella. She actually is the one that gave us a start in radio back in 2009. And we were on an internet radio show called KMOC Radio Minds of Christ. And we did that for about a year and a half or so. But anyway, she actually has a stage play that's coming up that we will be in attendance to on November 2nd. It's a live stage play at the Irvin Arts Complex or the Irvin Arts Center in Irving, Texas. So definitely check it out. It's called He Saw the Best in Me, and it's on November 2nd. And we'll have information below in the description about where you can get tickets. So it's next weekend. So you have to get tickets quickly because they're selling out pretty fast. But Shucky Ducky, the comedian, is actually going to be there. He's opening. And then Josette Abels is one of the gospel recording artists that's going to be on or in the play. And so anyway, it's going to be wonderful. You guys should definitely check it out. Like I said, we're going to be there. So if you want to meet us in person, we'll be at the play as well. Okay. And then the other announcement I wanted to do before we got started was that I had the opportunity to go and be a part of the Dr. Phil Primetime experience I don't know, was it a couple months ago?
Yeah, about 2 months ago.
Yeah, so we got to go, just our family, and this time I got invited back. So we will be going again. Just this time it's going to be me and a couple of my friends that also are pretty big Dr. Phil fans. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be on December 3rd. So I'll let you know when whatever show we tape airs. But December 3rd is when we'll actually go and do the taping. So I'm excited about that, and I wanted to share that with all of our podcast listeners out there. So today, what we're doing is, it's like I said, it's our special Halloween edition. We wanted to do something fun. We are reviewing the show Married at First Sight. So we've already started. The season started a couple of weeks ago. And so we're doing our predictions today. We're going to predict what couples we think are going to stay together. Because last year, the show kind of took a turn. It was kind of, I don't know. It was kind of a crap show last year.
It wasn't a good season.
Yeah.
Definitely one of those seasons where I'm glad I missed it. I had already said I was going to skip a season. I didn't know if I was going to come back, only just because, truth be told, they started doing this thing, TV shows, reality shows mostly. They start rolling shows or rolling seasons out really close together and not letting the last one breathe a little bit. Where I saw Married at First Sight started doing the thing of, it was rolling 20 to 30 weeks, which is like 4, 5, 6 months.
Was too long.
The seasons was too long.
Yeah.
And then it'll only be like a month, and then it'll be the next season. And so they decided for some reason, I think it's been off. I think it's been off for like 5-6 months. So that was a good enough time to do a reboot, reset. I think after last season's disaster,
Because it was definitely a disaster.
it definitely was a disaster. They're now looking at it from a different angle. You can kind of tell it's got a different feel to it. So they've even used older people. I think the youngest couple is in their late 20s. I think the youngest is like 29. The oldest is like 43. And so, yeah.
I like that they got the older couples on there.
It
Yeah,
balances out a
makes
little bit
difference.
more because when you transitioned over to your 30s, you already went through your building part of your process. Now you're trying to figure out adding the next element in. So I think all in all, I don't know about the matches for the couples. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes, but I'm a little bit more hopeful and actually a little bit more excited to watch this season. So I'm gonna dip in as much as I can. It's just that 2 hours. My schedule is just busy, so I said I'm gonna try to make some time. But we'll do what we always do. We'll give our own spin on it instead of just reviewing the entire episode. We're gonna kind of put our spin on it, give our own topics, see if we can have what we discuss is like a psychoanalytical type thing that we like to do. We like to analyze people really,
Yeah.
and then break it down, look at their childhood and all kinds of stuff to make a good discussion. And that's how we've been able to pump out these topics because we don't just take a normal spin. We actually, just like with our last episode, the sibling order and how that even though we were talking about Tia and Tamara, we started talking about how our sibling order affects us, and that gives a different spin. And that's what we're trying to bring to this podcast is a little bit of a different element because you got hundreds and hundreds of podcasts to choose from, but you guys are watching this one.
Yeah. And we appreciate everybody that has tuned in with us so far. And stick with us. Like we said, we're always looking for new ideas and ways to make it better. People have been telling us that they would like to see a live show. So we're, excited to be finally bringing this to fruition. But we'll get into these predictions. Let's get into it. So the first couple we're going to talk about on, again, Married at First Sight is Thomas and Camille. Now, my prediction is that, first of all, Thomas is a twin. And we'll have, we'll show you guys, we'll have pictures of these guys up too, so you can see what they look like.
I'll see.
Yeah, Thomas and Camille, I don't know. I just feel like they might be a mismatch. I don't see them making it.
Why do you think they're gonna be a mismatch?
Because Thomas is really kind of shy, but almost too shy for her, I bet. She is definitely, a woman that kind of takes life by the reins. And I think she's going to be probably a little bit too bossy for him.
There is a 10-year gap. So I think she's like 32 and I think he's 41.
And see, that makes sense because you can definitely see... You can see the age gap.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was looking at the couples, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about those two.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. They just don't. They just.
And keep in mind, this
usually
is just
opposites
initial.
attract a little bit. They, I don't know.
The thing that the experts, well, not even the experts, Kevin Frazier was talking about. He was just saying that I can see why they matched them together. They got some,
on paper.
On paper,
yeah, on paper.
They got some similarities in their background. Mm-hmm. There's some connections there. It's not just parallels. There is.
I just feel like he's gonna be a little bit too.
Well, he
passive
did give you
for her.
Yeah, he did give you the whole. He's very rigid. Mm-hmm. He's got set parameters on what he likes to do and not like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. He almost gives you engineer vibes because. Most of us engineers are pretty rigid.
Yeah, I think he was in like finance or something like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
And that's the same. I dealt with finance. I did accounting and all kinds of stuff before. And yeah, those personality types they're pretty similar to engineers. So what the hope is that it brings that out of him. Now, for me, I still think that the couple's going to survive all in all. But the big red flag for me is that he was in a relationship for 9 years and he didn't get married.
Yeah, so
He
that
didn't
sounds like he
propose and he
might
didn't.
have some commitment issues
I don't know if
there.
they said he proposed, but I know he didn't get married.
Yeah.
So he
I
was
mean,
with her for,
and when I say commitment issues, I mean in like commitment to marriage. I mean, obviously he was in the relationship for 9 years, but you know, some people have a commitment to marriage issue. So I think that's, you know, probably what happened there. We will find out as the season unfolds what exactly happened in that relationship. But
Yeah.
for me, it's a no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes. So
Okay.
we got it on recording. So
Yeah.
we'll be able to look back after season 18 is over. I think they're gonna make it because they both have strong family background. I think with the fight there, as far as I can tell, they got some good family genes going on. So I think with Thomas, she's going to help him bring him out of a lot of stuff, and he's going to appreciate that. But like I always tell you, my hope is that no matter if the couples make it or don't make it, they learn something about themselves. The hope is that even if they don't make it, Thomas walks away. More importantly, because Camille, she already has her mind focused on what she's doing. He's accomplishing things. Now, she actually makes more money than he does. And they did ask him about that, and he said
I don't think that'll end up being an issue. I think it's more going to be like a personality clash.
Yeah, there's going to be some
I just
clash.
feel like, you know, his personality is a little too passive for her.
Yeah.
And I think she will get bored with him and boss him too much. And he's going to start getting frustrated with it.
Yeah.
So that's just my personal opinion on that one.
Okay.
Moving on to the next couple is Madison and Alan. I like these two. I don't know. At first, I was kind of thinking that Madison probably is just trying to be on TV.
Yeah, she's an extrovert.
Yeah, she seemed
she
like
got-
she
she
kind
got
of
very
gave me
high
vibes of maybe like trying to just be on a TV show. So she just gonna come on Married at
But-
First Sight.
Like I was
But-
telling you earlier, what my initial reaction to Alan was like, ooh, Alan ain't that attractive. And the thing about it is,
he's not.
Not only did the panel, but some of the people already said, you know, here's Madison, here's Alan. And it was the way they said his name almost like.
And Alan gonna be like, you know what? When he looked back at the show and see how those experts was talking about
when
him,
I looked at
he
her
gonna be
father,
like,
I told her, I said, women are always looking for certain attributes that they find in their father
that's true.
and their future husband.
A lot of times,
So
like
the
their
looks
father.
department in this case doesn't matter. And we watched part of them, you know, nuptials and stuff like that. And she lit up the whole time. She was making very good direct eye contact.
And he's a good catch too.
Yeah, the dude built his own house.
Yeah, he built his own house. He
He's
designed
a
and built his
worker,
own house.
so he
I mean, for
supports-
me, that would already be something that.
Well, yeah,
you know,
he also takes care of his mother. He don't live with his mama. He take care of his mama. We want to make that clear because we finna run into somebody who still ain't moved out of their house. So like I said, my initial reaction before I saw them at the altar was no.
Yeah.
But seeing them at the altar, I think she's going to see what he brings to the table. Now, Alan did do the thing that men do. Once we get around a pretty girl, we start jabbering, running our mouth, and I said, "Oh boy."
But I think he'll get over this. I think it's just a little bit nerves right now.
Yeah, hopefully it'll work itself out. We will see. I think they'll make it.
Yeah.
In
So
the long run.
so for Alan and Madison, for me, is a yes.
Okay.
I think that they'll at least make it, you know, to the end of the show. Now, is it going to be a relationship that'll go for the long haul? I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I definitely think that they will at least probably make it to the
Because he already has
the
his
end of the
career, his life.
Yeah.
And most of the times, that's really what a man is trying to do ultimately, is build his life. But then he needs the wife to come in and the kids after he done got his career together, he done got the house and, you know, his finances in order and whatnot.
The next couple is Michelle and David. And for these two, I just don't see them. I think that they're not going to make it either. just because Michelle seems like she's kind of got it all together.
Remind
He
me again of
has a
Michelle.
job.
Remind me again of Michelle. Oh,
She's the other.
well, you know what? She worked.
Blonde.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
the other blonde. I was just trying to think. You can go ahead. I was
Yeah,
trying to think
I think their careers were similar.
well, she used to be a social worker.
Yeah, and
He
he
is a
actually
social
is
worker.
in social work.
He does nonprofit.
So I think they'll relate to each other on a friend level, but I just don't think the
friend
chemistry
vibes is kind of strong.
Yeah, and then when she finds out that man is living at home with his mom and dad still
In a basement.
David, then I think,
Woo.
yeah.
But the thing was, it's like first thing that a lot of women are going to ask, what is your plan?
And he says that he's there because he's trying to save money and he would like to buy a house.
Most people want to know, and I know this for sure, they want to know your plan, future plans, financial statements. They're going to need to see that.
Yeah.
They're going to need to know. Okay, once they see your finances, because it's about security, it's about having a plan, it's about what you want to do for your future. They need to know these things. So hopefully my guy has those things in order. Because she seems like the type that...
if he don't have it in order, then I don't think she's going to stick around.
I think with her working in social work previously, she may be a little bit more grounded, whereas she's not materialistic. She's not looking for... Because
that's a good point.
Right, because the people that work in that kind of field, they use their heart and they don't worry about their finances. Because you're not making like bukus. People up at the top, they making crazy money. They're not going to have time and...
But then again, that may be another reason why she may not be cool with his status.
Yeah, she did say so. She said she wanted did she say she wanted a black man?
Well, I don't remember her saying she wanted a black man, but she said she wanted
somebody
tattoos.
with tattooed sleeves.
Yeah,
she wanted a dude with a beard.
He just gives me might be a little bit immature vibes.
Yeah.
And so,
because the way, first of all, and I take in the whole room, and I saw that back shot. First of all, hey, David, why did you not make your bed?
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
He had Pastor Kyle in there with a room that was not clean. So I said, oh.
And he already in the basement, so it's like,
are you used to mama doing it?
You should have got your basement together before you had
Well,
invited
we had a basement
anybody
situation about 5-6 seasons ago. The guy was real proud
kind of
of
a creepy situation.
Well, I think he was staying with a friend, and he got the short end of the stick, and he had to stay in the basement. But he was cool with it. But see, that's the thing. Some dudes are very low. That's the thing,
though. Guys sometimes are
maintenance.
cool with it, but the women are like, I'm not going to come sleep with you in a basement.
Nah.
I mean, I would be weirded out by that.
So
I'll
the
be
fact
honest.
that he didn't, and you're right, there's some immaturity there.
Yeah.
And there's some things that he should have already been putting into action. You knew you was getting ready to come on the show, or at least you were thinking about coming on the show. They come to your house.
Yeah.
Why are you not already lining things up in preparation? You could have got an apartment for a year. If your thing is, I don't want to get a house right now. No problem. Because you want to.
But he actually said that he likes staying with his parents.
Oh, no, yeah, he loved it.
He loves his family, and there's no issues there.
And his parents have a great marriage. I think they have a 30-plus year or 40-plus year.
Yeah. So he done got comfortable, actually.
And the mom is definitely attached. I could see that stronghold.
She is.
But most moms, they're checking in on their babies.
But at least she'll embrace the daughter.
Yeah, she said she's ready. They asked her a question in, I think it was an episode before this one. They asked the mom, they said, hey, do you think David's ready? She said, oh, yeah. It almost sounded like she wanted to call the show for him.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where I think David's in his 30s. See, I don't have my notes with me. I actually wrote some notes down, surprisingly. But yeah, I think what you initially said, friends. I'm definitely getting friend
vibes from them.
But I'm also looking to see which of these couples going to have some friction, because...
And then there's going to be that, too.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because I want people to learn some things about themselves. Yeah. I'm glad they're holding it down in Chicago this year, because they seem a little bit more straightforward. Mm-hmm. Most Northerners know what they want. They're going to be just very blunt about it. I don't know what happened to that Denver season. That was a mess.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's the last couple?
So for me, Michelle and David, I'm gonna say no on
I'm
that
gonna say
one.
no too.
Yeah. Okay. The next couple is Carla and Juan.
Carla and Juan.
Carla and Juan.
Hey. Muy
Can there
caliente.
be any more passion between these two? I think they're gonna do great. I am rooting for them. To me, I think that they'll be the couple of the season. Actually,
Yeah.
they've got a lot of chemistry. They're both grounded within their roots,
their culture,
They're very
their family.
family oriented. They've got a lot of things. Now, Carla is very eccentric, and I'm hoping that her eccentricness is not like too far out there to where Juan is like, okay, the whole another dimension type of thing. Because she is definitely got the whole, like one of the experts said, or one of the people that come on to do the predictions or whatever said,
panel.
the doobie vibes.
Yeah, she definitely give you it, because she's really like, some people are low level, some in the middle, and some are max. She seems very max about her
with her
eccentric
other
side,
vibrations
love,
and all that.
and
Yeah.
being one. I honestly, I hardly ever see that. Most times I see that with one culture, but we're not gonna go there.
I think he'll like that, but
I think he will,
that,
but he does give me some serious vibes, because he comes from a really good home. Like, I'm getting Telemundo vibes. Like, his family, they definitely got like strong structural background. Like, when I looked at the
he's Colombian, yeah, and then she's Mexican.
Yeah,
so,
and he's embracing his culture. They both,
they
which
both
is beautiful.
do.
Which
and
is
I
beautiful.
think that's what is going to actually be.
So hopefully he can pull some of that in, and she can pull some stuff out of him, because he do seem kind of a little bit rigid.
He's kind of rigid, yeah, for sure.
And that rigid could be controlled. So it's because most people don't like to be pulled out of a nice, comfortable bubble.
But I think that her eccentric side will kind of help him ease out of that a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that it's not too much to the point where,
we'll see.
He's going to be off put by it. But they definitely have chemistry. You know, I think one of the experts or one of the guys said that they think that it'll be a married at first sight baby created out of this couple
before the
season is over.
Day of decision.
Decision day. Yeah. So, okay, and then the last couple that we're going to talk about is and these names, this last couple here, they got us with these names.
Akime,
MM, and EKG.
Mimi. How you pronounce it, boo?
MM.
Yeah.
MM. Just, I guess, think Eminem, like MM.
Like Eminem, but it's MM.
MM and
Literally.
EKG. It's spelled differently, but it's pronounced like EKG.
I'm sorry, Ikemi or something like that? Or is it, how you spell his name?
Well, I don't remember how to spell his name,
think
but
that's
I know
how
it's
you spell
EKG is how it's pronounced.
I wrote it down. So
I wrote down the pronunciation just so I can
now,
get that
this is the
part
other
right.
dude he's older than her. He's
My
in his
prediction
40s.
with them is that I don't see them being. I think it's another chemistry mismatch.
Well,
I think that me personally, she's real high energy, and sometimes, some women and men too, people that are real high energy like that, you really have to find somebody that's on your same vibration. And he's very, very low key and real laid back. And I feel like her like super hyper energy might be too much for him. And then it may, even though she's a nurse practitioner and the field that she's in is very serious. So I think she's very serious at work and stuff like that. But she seems to have a very lighthearted side, but it's like almost might be a little too lighthearted for him. I don't know. I just don't see him being, I think that where the issue's going to lie at is I don't see him being all the way there attracted to her. Like physically he might be attracted to her, but chemistry wise, I think the chemistry's going to be off.
Yeah, I looked at them at the altar, and I didn't get like this overwhelming flow of, ooh, they gonna be hot together type thing.
No.
I didn't get that at all. It was very
And he
dead.
actually was low key like looking at her like she's a little too much. You know, for him.
Because he said the type that he said he wish he could have is Kelly Rowland mixed with Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
So I got that. He want a little bit of that, you know.
He want a little bit of seriousness.
You know,
with a
little
sexy,
bit of fun.
flirty,
yeah, because
kind of vibe.
Kelly is not the wild one. I mean, well, at least if you listen to her songs, it might be different. I don't know. But I think when I started looking at, me, I look at the background. And he had all this equipment, and it looked like in the beginning when they were rolling him out, he looks like a producer, low key. Because I forgot his occupation.
Well, he actually is a school guidance counselor.
So he's a guidance counselor. So that means, guidance counselors got all this extra time. Mm-hmm. So what I gathered from that, when I saw all the equipment.
But, he's an artist too. So he does that.
So that takes away time.
Yeah.
So hopefully he makes time for her. Because I seen he had a new it's like an audio synthesizer. He had a couple machines, radio, all these machines and stuff like that. So I said, and saw him in the studio. And I said, oh, that means you're going to be away for a while. Especially if you're working on new material or you're working on a new song or a new album.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, really.
Yeah, so that to me means time away. Mm-hmm. How much time do you spend on that? Is this a craft? Is this a hobby? Is this something that you're planning for the future?
He said it was a hobby.
Okay, so if it's just a hobby.
Just him tapping into the arts is something he loves to do.
I didn't see attraction, and I honestly didn't find her physically attractive either. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking he was like, oh, okay, I'm going to make this work.
And I'm going to go here. So I typically, will come up with my own couples, and out of this
every season
I do it, and every season I feel like I would have been right if the two people got the opportunity to, be matched together. But I would have done this. I would have matched EKG with Camille. Now, he did say he wanted a black woman.
Got it.
And that's why they matched him with MM. But I think that, I don't know what Camille's background is. She looks like she might be Puerto Rican or something. Or maybe she's mixed black and white. Or I'm not sure.
Yeah, she's probably black like you initially said.
She might be mixed with something. But either way, maybe that's why they didn't match him with her, because maybe she's not all the way a full black woman. Maybe she's mixed with something.
A full black woman.
Well, mixed with something.
Hey guys, don't cancel us out here for these full black comments. Okay. No, I think the reason why they didn't was because of what they want. See, when you don't put it on paper as to what you want.
But I feel like what she wanted is, very similar to what he brings to the table.
But Alan's going to give her something too. Or not Alan.
Not Alan. Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah, she's going to be bored with Thomas. I think that
EKG... He may end up surprising us.
I think that EKG and Camille would have matched better together. I think that she would think that he's fun because he does have that artsy side. She's a little bit bossy, but I think he would like that little bit of feist. And I just feel like they would have been a better couple. I'm not sure why they didn't put those two together.
On a picture, yeah. But probably personalities, they probably saw something that wasn't going to be there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But either way, I definitely don't think that EKG and MM are going to be a match.
No.
Yeah, it's a no for me on that one.
So let's run back down real quick. We were saying...
So on decision day, that's what we're going to talk about on decision day. Couple number 1, Thomas and Camille. No for me.
Yes for me.
Okay. Couple number 2, Madison and Alan. For me, I would say they'd say yes on decision day, but I'm just not sure about the longevity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they'll last. I think they'll make it, because I looked at her father, and the father reminded me of Alan. And I was thinking, that's why I said yes. But
yeah, I think they'll have some chemistry.
We will see as the season goes
by. The third couple is Michelle and David. That's, basement dude. And I just
Friend
don't.
vibe.
Yeah, friend vibe. I don't think
So
they'll
it's gonna
even
be a
make
no.
it to decision day. I'm not even sure if they'll make it to decision day.
Hopefully
That's how unhopeful I am for that couple.
Hopefully they do. That it's, oh my God, I'm just so disgusted because she's getting what she wants out of David.
Yeah.
He does have the things that she wants.
I think it's gonna end up being
that's the thing that's interesting to me, is that no matter if it's a man or a woman, it's the things that you want, but it doesn't come in the package that you thought you were going to get.
Yeah.
So you got to work with that, and you got to let that thing be molded into what you ultimately want. Like the outside may not be pleasing to your eyes, but does he have a job? Does he have a plan? Does he have finances? Do he have a future? He probably checking off all these other little boxes that you may have as well. Like she said, aesthetics. He's a big guy. So you got the security. Mm-hmm. He got the long sleeve tattoos. He's got the beard.
So he has the little rugged edge that she likes. He
definitely outgoing because they both like to exercise. That's another thing I thought about. They both like to exercise. He likes to exercise. He likes to play sports. So he's not just sitting around.
But I just think he's going to be too immature for her. I just feel like
hopefully there is
got some immaturity there.
He definitely gives me that and the friend thing. So that's why I say no. I say all those things, but I still say no for decision day.
The last couple, of course, is the one we just got done talking about, MM and EKG, and I just say no on decision day.
Well, yeah, no for them.
Yeah, I don't think.
What was the fourth couple?
Carla and I'm skipped over. I'm sorry.
Carla and
the fourth
Juan.
couple was Carla and Juan, and I definitely think they will say yes on decision day.
Hopefully
I think they'll
do.
be the couple of the season.
I'm hoping that she's not too much for him because she's
like
out,
that's what I
she's
thought
out
too.
She's out the box
For sure.
She stepped on the box the day she was born. So I don't know. We will see because she. But what she does bring is a lot of positive energy.
Yeah.
She does like to have. She already said, her and the last girl, they both said they're all in.
Yeah.
And Camille said that.
And they'll be committed to the process.
Well, not Camille, but was it Madison? That's with Alan.
Mm-hmm.
She said she's all in.
She
said she don't care what he looked like. I love the way that Madison was looking at Alan and the way Alan was looking back at her. I just hope Alan don't flub and mess this thing up.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so those are our predictions, guys, for everybody that's out there watching Married at First Sight. If you don't watch the show, check it out. It is a really good show. It's a great experiment. So I don't know. We've always really liked it. It has changed over the years, just because things evolve over the years, and sometimes it evolves in a good way, sometimes a bad way. But I think that it's still a pretty good show, and we're going to try to stick with season 18. But since it is Halloween, we wanted to do a fun game as well, real quick. And this is called Truth or Drink. By the way, we do have on Halloween costumes. I'm pretty sure y'all probably like, why are they dressed like that? I was channeling my Rihanna halftime Super Bowl Rihanna. So that's what I have on. And then Keno, tell them about yours, which is unfortunately kind of coming apart a little bit.
It's coming apart a little bit, but you can still see the colors are going to show up. It's a Tetris outfit.
Yeah. He's a Tetris.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, the game that we're going to play is called Truth or Drink. So we've got some fun questions here. And what we're going to do is pull a question out the pumpkin. By the way, before we get started on pulling the questions out, I did want to mention that what we're drinking in these cute little tumblers, aren't these cute? It's the Fulton's Harvest Pumpkin Pie Cream Liqueur. So you can pick that up at Spirits. For us, I think we even got it at the place called Liquorland or something like that. But it's a great tasting drink. But that's what we've got. So you either answer the question within about 10 seconds or so, be able to answer the question, or if you don't want to answer the question, then you take a drink.
All right, let me start.
So the first question is,
where did you go on your first date? Are you talking about with us or?
No, this is like your first date ever. Where'd you go?
I got to answer it?
You either answered or take a drink.
No, I'm saying I didn't know if I was okay. So one of my first dates, was with you.
No,
Oh, you
no,
talking
no,
about
no,
my
not
very
us.
first date?
Yeah, like your very first date that you ever went on with a
think it
was-
No, you didn't.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Like I made a robot or something. The reason why I'm saying it because the thing is, Jen and I, we got together so early.
But you dated so much more before me.
Hold on. I'm just trying to think. Who did I take? Oh, it may have been.
You don't have to tell the name, but just where did you go?
We went to the movies. Yeah, we went to the movies. It was real simple. I don't remember the movies. That's all I got for you. I'm not gonna give you too much, but I remember taking.
Being
one
that
of
you
my-
don't remember the movie, it sounds like a lot more was going on than just the movie.
No, I don't remember. I was just trying to think back to high school. If I took one of my girlfriends at that time to a date, we were still like young and cutesy.
Yeah, my first date, I was like, I don't know, 9th grade. So yeah.
See, I dated back then, like.
But that's not my question. So let me pull my question. All right. This one says, oh God, I would get this one. What's the weirdest date you've ever been on?
Oof.
Yeah, so the weirdest date that I've ever been on, and if my cousin is listening to this, she actually hooked me up on a blind date. I think this was actually my first blind date that I ever went on. And if she's watching, she is going to crack up because I'm sure she's going to remember this. But she set me up with one of her actually it's her son's father's friend. And so she set me up on a date with this guy. And the reason I say it was weird is because he just did a bunch of weird stuff on the date. First of all, I wasn't attracted to him. But I'm a pretty cool person. So if we go on a date and I'm not attracted, I'm not gonna, diss you or nothing like that. We can still, have fun, go on the date. I know I took it back to a couple of years. But anyway, so I'm pretty cool to go on the date and, still mingle, whatever. But it was just that he kept doing stuff that was just, because the thing is, you get a vibe whether or not the person is feeling you. And I think he even asked me at some point, like, am I feeling him or whatever? And he didn't say it like that, but however he asked it, he was basically trying to get a feel for, are you dishing what I'm giving out or whatever? And I wasn't. So, the thing that got weird though is when we went to get something to eat. We went to this restaurant to eat, and I don't remember why he did this, but he drunk out of my drink, like my straw. And I'm kind of a germaphobe person, and I didn't know him like that. So that really put me off, him drinking out he just reached over and drank out my straw. And I'm like, this is not Lady and the Tramp, and we're not sharing a drink and sharing a meal or whatever. So anyway, that was weird. And then he tried to kiss me at the end of the date.
Anybody would.
No, but the thing was, there was no vibe there whatsoever.
Like,
so at that point,
vibe, though,
going in for a kiss just didn't make any sense. So that's why it was weird, because it was like, what kind of vibe were you even getting to be talking about trying to have a kiss? But
you're male.
No,
he
shouldn't have went there. What's the next question?
Hold on. Yeah, our minds just don't work the same. Even if there's nothing hitting that whole night, it don't matter. We be like, oh, she ain't rejected me. She ain't left me. So, what non-sexual things turn me on?
Yes.
Let's see. Non-sexual. Our conversations.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes our conversations can actually, because I don't like small talk, and that's part of being an introvert. I actually get bored with those conversations. I will start it just because I feel like it's a thing we have to do. Like if I'm working with a client and they're like, "How's the weather?" It makes me cringe so hard. But if I'm, and only why I'd say that is because we recently found out our love languages have changed because we've been married almost 25 years. So mine used to be words of affirmation, what used to be number one. It's like number two or number three now. And touch. But see, once all that stuff is fulfilled, then it starts to change. So my quality of time has gone up, leading back to communication or just talking, our conversations. Because sometimes Jen will bring some stuff to me, and I'll be like, what? And it'll turn out to be something. But the problem is that sometimes I'm so invested in the conversation, I'll walk downstairs just to get something real quick. Come back up, she already talking to somebody else. Like, she will get on the phone.
So how does the conversation turn you on? Like, what?
Because it's intriguing. I like deep, meaningful conversations.
I get it, because I like stimulating conversation too.
Yeah,
That's
because it
make you
it make you look at the person, and it make you look at the situation just a little bit slightly different. Like, oh, I like to be able to walk away from something. Like they say, you like your mind to be stimulated, and it's non-sexual. It don't have to be about something sexual in general. But yeah, it's
okay. All right. The next question.
You're not supposed to be eating the candy though.
Yeah, I am. That's why we have the can here.
No, that's supposed to be with the kids.
Well, it's gonna be for kids. And
Poor
I'm eating
kids.
too. Okay.
All the way on Thursday. That thing gonna be empty.
What was always your idea of a perfect date? That's a good one.
That's why you don't eat on podcasts.
Okay. So a perfect date for me is, I don't just like to do dinner and a movie type thing. I like, and I also don't like stuff that's like too overactive. But so my perfect idea of a date would be like, especially like right now in October here in Texas, there's lots of like fall festivals and stuff like that that's going on. So I love doing stuff like that, like Fall Fest. We have Oktoberfest that's in a city called South Lake here. It is just an outdoor festival where you can do different things. You play games. You can eat different types of food. Sometimes they'll have like special beers or drinks that you could try.
So you want everything to be incorporated together.
Yeah, so because I like to be able to
you don't want to have to go to
walk and
places.
talk.
Yeah.
You know, so you do get to know the person. You're talking, walking, but you're also doing a little bit of interaction because you're playing games. And so, you know, you can do, you know, have a little fun with the person, find out a little bit more about their personality. You know, so you incorporate all that. Then you can eat, you know, because definitely, I'm diabetic, so I definitely have to eat. So, you know, so that's another.
Gotta eat.
That's why that would definitely be a perfect date for
Sisters
me.
gotta
So like
eat.
a festival or something like
That's
that.
hilarious.
That incorporates everything.
She
Because I don't
gotta
want to just sit down and do dinner. Because I do want to talk with you, but you know, sitting down doing dinner can be kind of mundane. So a festival would be great because you can interact, do something fun, kind of see their fun side too.
Yeah.
And then, you know, play games and stuff like that. So anyway, that's mine.
You went all in on these dates. It says, what's the most embarrassing moment that you had on a date?
Yeah.
What's the most embarrassing moment I had on a date? Oh. The date with you. Thinking I could go in. Speaking of going in for a kiss, I tried to go in for a kiss and
Told you I'm a germaphobe.
and she, so, you know, we went to go, I'll never forget our first date because it's with my wife. Hello, so you better remember. So we went to go see Hurricane, and it was good.
Oh, with Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah. The only person that was in the movie was Denzel, black actor. So anyway.
No, it wasn't.
No, I know.
Another
I'm
kid.
kidding.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I'm
was like,
kidding with you. So
yeah.
we're having a good time. Well, at least that's what I'm saying. So you gotta remember, I'm 21, she 19, so we're still trying to figure each other out. Cause this leading up to this date, we had already been talking and seen each other a few times, but then we discussed the date. We was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go out on Friday, such and such, and all that. So anyway, we're watching the movie, and I decided to go in for a kiss, and she looked at me like I tried to take her wallet while she wasn't looking. I was like, ooh, okay.
Because if you guys watch Hurricane was like a boxing movie. And at the time that he went in for this kiss, it was like nothing romantic happening. I don't know what. He was going off of whatever was going on in his brain, but he wasn't like, it wasn't
all I
a
was
vibe.
thinking was kiss. It ain't had nothing to do with no
And
movie.
see, for me, it needed to be like a moment or something. I don't know. At the time, somebody was punching somebody.
So it was a
I'm like,
slight rejection, but then it was like, oh, she went, oh, like she looked at me like, man.
But
no,
it ended up being like a very awkward thing.
Oh, it was awkward.
I was like,
oh,
okay, I ain't
it was
wanna...
awkward for about 5 minutes, and then we just moved on. It was like, okay, we're gonna act like that didn't happen. But then we talked in the car for an hour after.
Yeah, I definitely was vibing with him, but it was just the kiss part.
We had chemistry.
Was just not
automatically. It was it's one of those things. But so we hadn't had our first kiss yet. So this is the other thing this was why it has the embarrassment element to it. This is our first kiss. So you're trying to figure out, okay, when is the time?
When is the right time?
She tells me after all that, she tells me, yeah, I don't normally kiss on the first date. I was like, well, you should have told me that, because I would have had that in my mind. I'd be like,
well,
okay.
you should have asked me for the kiss.
Well,
like a lot of guys ask, can I, go in for...
Listen, I didn't have no etiquette as far as having to know when to do it or ask or anything like that.
I've been asked before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Real men don't wait. We see the opportunity and we go for a kiss. Okay.
Okay.
It may not have been received well, but I'm gonna tell you later on, we was in that car and them windows was foggy, and it wasn't because we were talking. Yeah. So apparently the kiss was alright, but it wasn't right at the first time. But then the second time, and the third and fourth, fifth time, she was like, got to a point where it got late, and so she was like, oh, so I was looking like, okay, because the movie had already been over, but it was like we started talking and it was like midnight, and I knew nothing was open but McDonald's. And I said, I ain't taking this lady to no McDonald's on the first date. I said, she'll think I'm cheap.
So basically, we didn't get to have dinner that night. So I was like,
but we did have
cheap?
Snacks. I'm just gonna say that we had a snack. I got some of them sweet chocolates off her lips.
Okay, let's go to the next question. Here, why don't you pull the last one?
I'll pull it for you. Yeah, because it's getting hot. It's for you.
Oh.
Yeah, because I already... you had to roll it up in the thing.
I think since it's the last one, we both should answer it. So it says, I'm planning a country picnic date on the back of a pickup truck. This question was inspired by one of my old employees, Nancy. So if you're listening, thank you, girl, for this idea. This is definitely a Texan, like, country back road date. She told me this idea, and so that's what this question is about. It says, I'm planning a country picnic date on the back of a pickup truck. So it's supposed to be like a romantic thing to sit on the back of a pickup truck and have a date, like a picnic. What are you bringing on the picnic to make it be the perfect night? So you answer that one first.
Okay, so I actually saw something recently that actually got me inspired. If I had a pickup truck, which I don't.
Let's say you borrowed somebody's.
You said you want me to answer questions. Let me answer the question.
All right, go ahead.
So if I did have a pickup truck, hypothetically, I saw something on that I thought was pretty cool, because everything with me, I'm all about technology. So this guy, he decided to use some technology, which was pretty cool. He had one of those little like air mattresses that he put in the back of the pickup truck, but he put this white screen up, and I was like, what the heck is he gonna do with that? So he had this tray and he had a bunch of snacks, but what he decided to do was use his camera and project the light from the camera, so then that way it would project the image onto the screen so they could watch a movie and have some snacks. and he decided to put like little aesthetic of lights around the back of his pickup truck. And
So we watched a movie?
So they were able to watch a movie in the back of his truck. But he had this big tray where he could put the popcorn buckets in the slots. So he had candy, he had popcorn, he had sodas and all that. So
that brother thought about that.
Yeah. So I thought, because everybody was watching the TikTok, and you could hear people making some comments in the background of people that were watching it too. He's like, man, what are you gonna do with this? So you see the fast forward movement, you see the mattress, you see it's one of the blow up, but he had the blankets and everything, and he had the pickup truck close to the lake. So I said, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was another thought. Like, where would you park it at?
I think a lake is good, or like we've been to lakes and parks and all that other crap.
Like somewhere where you could see the stars or something like that.
Yeah. From whatever angle you need. But what would you do though?
I would do the same thing. I mean, pretty much. I would have some drinks, probably a charcuterie board, or, and just something to eat, some drinks.
Yeah.
Did I say drinks already?
Yeah, you said it twice.
Yeah.
I actually said it 3 times. We good.
And yeah, I don't know, maybe bring a book or something and talk about that, or read I don't know, something romantic or whatever. I don't know what we'd do.
Read a book?
Maybe play a game or something. Maybe I like playing games,
so
maybe a game or something like that. So
yeah.
But anyway, yeah. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in with us live today on our Halloween special edition show or episode. And make sure that you, on our podcast, we are, on Spotify, also YouTube. So like, subscribe, and share.
And tell other people about it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. And until next time, peace be with you.